Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for February 8th, 2025. Sources indicate that park operations will take over Epic Universe next week, a huge step in preparing the park to open. According to our sources, park operations aims to take over Epic Universe ahead of the first team member previews. The goal date for this transition is currently aimed at Saturday, February 15th, but Universal has not announced when previews for the new park will begin, even for team members. Of course, Epic Universe is set to open to the public on May 22nd, 2025, but there also are going to be annual pass holder and other previews somewhere in there, but we still don't know the details. But either way, that's very soon for park operations to take over, but it's going to take them a good amount of time to work out the kinks. The rumor we have heard is 2 attractions have already, there's an 80-hour test that all attractions must pass. I think this came about after Hagrid's had such a horrible opening. Universal around the world instituted an 80-hour test. In order for the attraction to be allowed to open, it must operate continuously for 80 hours. It must be able to do that. And so last we had heard at least 2 rides had already made it. I don't know what 2 they are, but 2 rides have already passed that test and are ready to open. I think there's 12 attractions, is that right? So they're getting there. This doesn't mean all the rides are ready to operate, but it is a big step in that direction. Either way, we are closing in on the opening of Epic Universe. Meanwhile, the UOTM Life Instagram account shared a first look at the costumes of How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk, the team members and what they will be wearing in that new area of Epic Universe. They wrote, some of our Epic team members are wearing their world's wardrobe for the first time. Our local Vikings, also known as our attractions operations team members, are ready for a day of fun at How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk. Congratulations to our wardrobe team for reaching this exciting milestone. The Viking-inspired costumes vary in color and design. Some team members wear dresses and bodices, while others wear tunics and pants. There are horned Viking helmets and a headband option. Some of the employees are wearing cold weather layers, thick fur-lined coats, and red hooded capelets. They look great. Capelets, I should say. They look great. A Starbucks located in Celestial Park at Epic Universe is already operating for Universal South Campus team members. While the theme park and the Starbucks again will not officially open to the public until May, employees can now drop by for a hot beverage in the theme park. Celestial Park is the hub of the new park. The aerial photo from February 1st taken by BioReconstruct shows the Starbucks location ringed with barriers with workers present. Starbucks sign has been installed on the top of the building, and with the announcement, construction appears to be completed on the Starbucks. It's the first thing to open in all of Epic. Oh, by the way, we have a huge Epic Universe construction update for you now. Let's get into it, shall we? Of course, all these photos are going to be provided by our good friend BioReconstruct. His latest aerial tour over the park. We're going to tell you exactly what's going on. Here we go. What you're looking at now is an overview of Epic Universe alongside of its original concept art. An inscription has been added to the main entrance portal of Epic. It reads, "Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams." Either more words will be added or Universal has decided to shorten this inscription, originally seen in the Epic Universe model at the preview center at CityWalk. Personally, I think it looks a little weird without more text. It's a weird phrase. It feels very incomplete. I hope they put the whole thing there. The entrance portal is at the bottom of a green tower housing the Kronos device, a mysterious machine that gives Epic Universe its world-jumping magic. In the tower are elements representing each land. There's a time turner for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, a Mario medallion for Super Nintendo World, a flying dragon for How to Train Your Dragon, and a smoky purple orb for Dark Universe. Progress continues on Celestiki, the tiki bar in Celestial Park, with the addition of signage on the roof of the building. The sign appears to be owl-inspired, and while yellow tape blocks off the entrance of the venue, bar chairs appear to be in place, indicating the tiki bar is close to complete. The area in front of the Luna statue has been cleaned up with all debris removed, and scaffolding is down, giving a good look at the statue, including the moon icon on Luna's chest and the rabbit leaping alongside her. There's still plenty of work to do in the area, though. The water and landscaping are unfinished, and in the foreground is the top of the Kronos Tower at the park's entrance. This area will feature cascading water when completed. Right now, a couple of hoses dump water into the large pool by the Atlantic restaurant. Walkways are also under construction through the water features. This is an area of heavy activity right now with at least 20 workers in this particular photo. When we saw the Atlantic restaurant, we talked about it just last week, it was nearly invisible behind scaffolding, but now we can see the facade take shape. Guests will enter on the second floor, then descend to the seating area overlooking the water. New decorations have been added to the towers of Pizza Moon, a restaurant in Celestial Park. These golden elements represent a crescent moon, a ringed planet, and a shooting star. There's space for one more that is yet to be installed, and the half circles below the gold elements are half pizzas. Trees have been planted around the Pizza Moon dining room, and crews continue to work on the landscaping here and throughout the park. The facades of 2 more restaurants have recently been revealed. They feature high windows with green frames and pale yellow exterior walls. Round overhangs stick out over the entryways, and these are located near the Isle of Berk entrance. One of Celestial Park's main attractions is the Constellation Carousel, which sits on its own lagoon. Scaffolding is gone from under the carousel's roof. In a series of nighttime photos, BioReconstruct captured some of the Constellation Carousel's animal ride vehicles. In front of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is Meteor Astropub, featuring a colorful sign of meteors on a dark green roof. The dragon-shaped entrance arch to the Blue Dragon Pan-Asian restaurant will seemingly be one of the last elements installed. There's some rebar sticking out of the ground where the archway will go in front of the restaurant. Another new dining venue sign is for Frosty Moon, a quick-service ice cream shop. This kiosk is the park's Starbucks, of course now open as we talked about already. The Celestial Park roller coaster is Stardust Racers, featuring dual tracks. At the front of the coaster, a green wall is between where the tracks curve close together. Behind the tracks are large silver gazing balls on a rocky surface. Green rooftops shade the Stardust Racers queue, and the walkways around the tracks are for service access, not guests. Among BioReconstruct's nighttime captures is this video of Stardust Racers testing. Universal decided not to light the track so that the illuminated cars look like comets in the night sky. There are some lighting effects around the front of the load building as well. And while the portal to Dark Universe appears unchanged from 2 weeks ago, this is a much clearer picture of the It's Alive slogan visible above the portal entrance. Electric effects crackle around the inscription. Hard hats and work boots are no longer required in the exteriors of Dark Universe. As you can see, a tour group was visiting the land during BioReconstruct's flyover. Team members with violins appeared to be testing acoustics in different areas of Dark Universe. Previously released concept art includes a performer playing violin in Dark Universe. This apparently has some connection to the land's story. You may remember there was a violin in last year's Monsters Eternal Bloodlines house at Halloween Horror Nights in reference to the new land. The large mansion in the land is Frankenstein Manor, the entrance to Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. The coaster to the left is Curse of the Werewolf. Bio spotted Epic Universe's first bench in the Monsters Unchained outdoor queue. It's in the center of the photo you're looking at now in a courtyard. The small building on the right is a mausoleum. Equipment to install safety netting frames on Curse of the Werewolf is no longer present, indicating that the final frames are now in place. This thrill ride will have a spinning car with a minimum 40-inch height requirement. The netting safety frames are the U-shaped frames attached to the tracks. Safety netting will protect guests walking on the sidewalk below from falling objects. Near the center of this photo, testing of an effect producing smoke from a chimney is seen in the village area of Dark Universe. A red rope blocks the sidewalk in 2 spots just beyond the chimney, signaling that additional work is taking place in that area. Here we go, Mario's famous catchphrase is the inscription atop the Super Nintendo World entrance portal. Golden carvings of Nintendo characters are down the sides of the archway. A Mario medallion is above the inscription. Unlike the other 2 Super Nintendo Worlds at Universal Studios Japan and Universal Studios Hollywood, guests will travel via escalator up into the land after walking through the entrance portal. Colorful decorations now appear to shoot out of the pipes above said entrance, and a superstar is on the pavement leading into the archway. Evidence of continued progress on Peach's castle is seen in the photo you're looking at now. Since the last update, the artwork has been added to the window above the entrance. A roped-off area of the Mario mural in front of the building has been opened up with the Mario face completed, and the roof of the gazebo on the left is now pink, matching the castle roof. Construction is coming to a colorful conclusion as crews add the finishing touches to Super Mario Land. The most obvious elements to be added are the tops of some of the mushrooms. The facade of Bowser's castle is complete with his giant stone face jutting out over the entrance, and there are red banners hanging on the towers and a Bowser emblem in the center. This is where guests will enter Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. The exit gift shop next door is Mario Motors with an M-shaped entrance. Crews were testing waterfalls around Minecart Madness, the family coaster in Donkey Kong Country. Spot the minecart on the track near the highest waterfall and the ride's entrance sign on the ground. The minecart near the center of the photo you're looking at now is carrying water dummies as crews continue to test the coaster. The thatched roof in the lower left is for various tree houses in the land, including Donkey Kong's house. And new balloon elements are visible at the bottom center. A cart without dummies was splashing through a pond of water. The ride is uniquely designed to look like carts are jumping over broken sections of track, but the real track is actually hidden. This photo shows the front of Donkey Kong's treehouse with a Kong sign. The building next door is the Bubbly Barrel with a new sign partially hidden from view by a lift. The jungle painting on the wall separating Super Mario Land and Donkey Kong Country seems to be near completion. A few more details may be added so it better blends in with the three-dimensional trees. Just outside of Super Nintendo World is a Mario fountain and a Nintendo gift shop. A golden Mario sculpture is on the fountain, and the shop features stone sculptures of characters next to the entrance doors. A Superstar-inspired weather vane is on top of a domed roof. The entrance portal inscription for How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk was installed between BioReconstruct's 2 visits. It reads, "We, my friends, have dragons." The Isle of Berk continues to show visible progression. Water now fills the small lagoon, which was dry just 2 weeks ago. Several large cherry pickers and booms are in use as additional decorations and construction is ongoing. Testing of Hiccup's wing glider shows cars being run through the track, and Hiccup is the hero of How to Train Your Dragon, is the inspiration behind this steel track thrill ride. Hiccup's wing gliders will sail through a fog effect being tested, what we're looking at now. While it's difficult to see, the large green boom in the center of this picture is lifting a dragon's tail into position at the dragon houses. This angle of the dragon houses shows 2 of the dragon tails in place dangling out of the windows. The mechanical tails will move when the park is completed. Detailed work at the base of the fountain in the village shows intricate images in the concrete encircled by a border of rough stone. 2 weeks ago, only a quarter of the stonework was in place. The area remains fully surrounded by barriers as work appears to be ongoing. A train on Hiccup's wing gliders at the first launch point shows test dummies occupying many of the seats. However, the front row does not have the dummies deployed. Additional photos of testing of Hiccup's wing gliders show safety netting in place above the ride's queue area. The ride's queue has ropes installed and appears ready for guests, though some minor construction is evident. Additional details continue to be added to the Viking training camp. Poles are wrapped in red and white checkered pattern, and flooring is in place on the ramps. The flooring for the lower play area is now mostly in place, though the photo captures workers completing tasks in the area. The fire drill boat ride can be seen beyond the Spitfire Grill seating area. The ride walls are in place, but water has not been added yet. A nighttime photo shows torch-like lights throughout How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. Red light glows within the entrance portal. The photo you're looking at now shows the entirety of the Isle of Berk, as well as Stardust Racers in Celestial Park, illuminated at night. Guests will enter the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic through a portal and then the Phoenix Arch. The portal stands with a column topped by a hand holding a wand. Temporary metal barriers block the archway, while the plaza beyond the entrance has benches and lampposts installed. Outside the entrance, a kiosk is under construction. The inscription on the portal is not quite finished, but it's an Albus Dumbledore quote from The Prisoner of Azkaban. It says, "For in dreams we enter a world that is entirely our own." A clear view of the Phoenix Gate shows the archway, and decorative flourishes appear to be near completion though several cherry pickers remain in the area as details could be added. Colorful facades take shape in comparison to the largely unfinished look captured 2 weeks ago. The street evokes a classic French urban look at Place Cachet, the wizarding section of Paris. The entrance to the main attraction of the land, the building with the green awning and white facade at the upper right of the photo, appears to have been completed. Next to the entrance is an arch capped by the words I'll translate. It loosely translates to "Completed Magic 1790." A large red tent highlights Le Cirque Arcanus, a wizarding theatrical show. Oddly, the red tent evokes a Mickey ears pattern from above. Stanchions for line roping can be clearly seen in green in front of the tent area. Before Bioreconstruct's nighttime visit to the construction site, the tent gained an entrance sign held up between strings of light. Final details are going into place in the Wizarding World. Since the last update, posters have been added to the aqua column, and hard hats are no longer required in this area, a clear sign that heavy construction is completed and they're entering the final stages. There are a couple of benches on the sidewalk outside the confectionery shop Caramel. Signs advertising the shop's suites are on the stone walls above striped awnings. The courtyard in this photo is very similar to one seen in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. An intricate green frame is in place in the center. At night, lights shine from the Parisian rooftops. The light fixtures are hidden from guest view. Some of the windows also shine as though there are real residents inside. A nighttime photo also shows the completed inscription on the entrance portal, and each letter is individually lit from behind. We'll now head outside the park. The Terra Luna Resort opens on March 25th of 2025, and an aerial view shows a completed exterior. The pool is already ringed with Chase pool lounges, and palm trees dot the pool deck. Terra Luna's sister resort, Stella Nova, opened last month. The Universal Helios Grand Hotel exterior appears to be completed as its May 22nd opening date approaches. The two large cranes previously seen at the entrance are now gone, and the fountain equipment is installed, but water is not yet present. Bar Helios atop the new Helios Hotel is still being worked on, as evidenced by a couple of hard hat-wearing construction workers. When completed, Bar Helios will offer a 360-degree view from high above Epic Universe. The pool at the Helios Grand appears to be completed and filled with water, though pool furniture is not yet present. And a photo taken in the evening shows lights on throughout the hotel. A bridge in front of the hotel features its own lights, and there is a section of color-changing pavement between the bridge and the show fountain. The color-changing pavement is in a round section of a walkway. Light-up pavement, will it hold up better than Epcot's? We'll have to wait and find out. May 22nd, ain't that long away, kids. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next epic vacation from any of the Universal parks to the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts, Disney Cruise Line, Virgin Voyages, Royal Caribbean, and more. Universal Orlando Resort has released a new commercial, Welcome to the 4 Parks of Universal Orlando Resort, spotlighting Epic Universe, Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure, and Volcano Bay, which, yes, is their water park, but they're still calling it a full theme park, even though that marketing didn't really work. The ad starts by featuring the Universal Orlando Resort logo on a galaxy-themed background. It transitions to a flyover clip of a water taxi traveling through the waterway in CityWalk, followed by a girl opening a curtain window to reveal Volcano Bay. Then Epic Universe is shown, highlighting Stardust Racers, Constellation Carousel, and the Universal Helios Grand Hotel. The text, "A New Way to Vacation," is then displayed on the same galaxy-themed background. The ad changes to show a guest dressed in wizarding robes and wielding a wand, referencing the wizarding world of Harry Potter, including the new Ministry of Magic. The text, "Worlds Beyond Imagination," is depicted on the galaxy background. The new Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge attraction that will be part of Super Nintendo World is highlighted as the ad shows a guest seated in a Mario Kart putting on a red visor with an M for Mario. They grab a hold of the kart's wheel and the screen pans to show the other Mario Kart characters ready to race. The ad then quickly shows multiple quick clips featuring guests experiencing different attractions and lands, including Hiccup's Wing Gliders coaster coming to How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, and a guest face-to-face with Frankenstein's monster in Dark Universe. The ad ends with the quick clips of each theme park and water park with a voiceover saying vacations will never be the same. Welcome to the 4 parks of Universal Orlando Resort, before the Universal Orlando Resort logo reappears, urging viewers to book your vacation now. Watch the full ad on our website. Universal previously announced that the resort would be debuting a new fleet of electric-powered buses to coincide with the opening of Epic Universe. The buses started operating around the opening of Universal Stella Nova Resort, and most of them are now currently running on the loop between Stella Nova and CityWalk. The buses are completely wrapped in new images featuring franchises represented in the parks. Some of the buses we noticed include icons from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Transformers, though other new buses will include icons from Epic Universe. The character wraps cover over all of the bus windows and act like a permanent shade, making the buses more environmentally friendly by reducing the need for constant air conditioning. Inside the bus, some of the changes may be less noticeable. For example, Universal has said the bus seats have been redesigned to enhance guest comfort. The interior of the bus is a standard gray color with spots of blue on the seats and yellow handrails. The other big change for the new buses is the addition of charging ports under nearly every seat. This charger includes one USB-C and one USB Type-A port, though other chargers on the bus have two standard USB-A. In preparation for the opening of Epic Universe, Universal is also streamlining its roads by building a new traffic circle with dedicated bus-only lanes. We've been checking on the progress of the traffic circle during our Epic Universe construction updates. It's also quite visible if you have a park view, or they call standard view, from Stella Nova. The new route makes transportation between the existing Universal Orlando Resort and the new Epic Universe area much quicker than previous travel times. I will say, I saw people quote that it took them like 7 minutes to get from Stella Nova to CityWalk. We were there last week and did not have that experience. It took like 15 to 20 minutes, just, and that's not including the bus waited for a full load also, so just want to keep that in so people know. Images of Universal IPs are now appearing on the new Universal Orlando Resort digital entrance signs. The signs were installed weeks ago, but the screens were only activated recently. The new signs are shaped similarly to the old ones. The Universal Orlando Resort logo is in the center against blue panels, and in frames fanning out to the sides are new digital screens, which feature images from various Universal and the other properties they, use in their parks. Some of them are not theirs. Pictured here are Harry Potter and Ron Weasley with Hogwarts in the background, appearing on the sign at Universal Boulevard and Hollywood Way. We also saw Transformers images appear. The images are not fully animated but fade in and out slowly, moving forward and backward. They're also a bit difficult to see in the bright Florida sun. DreamWorks images appear together like these trolls with Po from Kung Fu Panda. The new signs were revealed via a permit last October and construction began in December. Signs are located along these roads at entrances to Universal Orlando Resort and align with the Universal branding and style changes that were introduced in the March of 2023. The updates include new logo designs and an apostrophe and letter S dropped from properties. For example, Universal's Islands of Adventure became Universal Islands of Adventure. Mardi Gras kicked off just last week at Universal Studios Florida, and we, of course, were there to bring all the fun to you. There is a video right here on the channel where Eric and myself and Nana and Jill and others try all of the new dishes, all 41 new dishes we tried at once for you. Go watch that video if you want to see what's new and exciting. We also have videos of this year's parade and much more, the tribute store, right here on the channel. Please go check them out. You can also read the reviews and additional content at wdwnt.com. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee were out meeting and greeting guests together at Universal Studios Florida. The two were seen together interacting at the production central area of the park near their ride. Previously, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee would meet separately. The times of their meet and greet can be viewed at the image you're looking at now. They still meet separately at select times that as of right now are meeting together only at 11:40 and 12:30. Megatron also meets guests in the same area during select times throughout the day. We have known the two Autobots, being Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, to meet together in Hollywood, but not usually in Florida. Guests visiting Universal Studios Florida can now experience meet and greets with Dogman from the new DreamWorks animated film of the same name. Dogman is the main character of the film Dogman, you may have guessed, who is half dog and half man, sworn to protect and serve as he stops the evil plots of Petey the Cat. The crime fighter can be found greeting guests in his blue shirt and pants. His gold badge is displayed on the front of his shirt and also on his blue hat. Currently, Dogman greets guests in DreamWorks Land in the DreamWorks Character Zone next to Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. He's expected to meet guests every other day, although recently his appearances have been sporadic. Guests can ask team members in the area or check at guest services for the latest information. And do be advised, it's near impossible to get a selfie with him because his head is so wide. Nana tried and could not, so you may just want to settle for a regular picture. The selfies are not working. A festive Gator Jr. shoulder plush has arrived at Universal Orlando just in time for Mardi Gras. The Gator Jr. shoulder plush is available for purchase at the Universal Studios store in CityWalk, but it's possible it will be in other locations. The Gator Jr. shoulder plush sells for $25 and features the Mardi Gras character Gator Jr. lying on his stomach with his head held in his hands. He wears a purple and gold crown atop his head, and his green skin is shimmering with small gold dots. The tag attached displays the Mardi Gras logo with beads, confetti, and a cartoon depiction of Gator Jr. The inside of the tag contains instructions on how to place the magnet or to secure the shoulder plush. We've also seen many other pieces of Mardi Gras-themed Gator Jr. merchandise, of course, including popcorn bucket, figurine, and keychain. The town of Sweet Haven in Universal's Islands of Adventure is now blocked from guest access as Popeye and Bluto's Bilge-Rat barges undergoes its annual refurb. Construction walls and green scrim run behind the Popeye statue in the Toon Lagoon courtyard, blocking access to the ride and surrounding walkways. This also blocks access to Me Ship the Olive, although the Universal Orlando Resort app does not indicate that that's closed, but it is. It usually closes for a few weeks at the start of each year for regular maintenance. The refurbishment is scheduled through March 15th of 2025. Universal Orlando has added 3 new permanent dishes to the Confisco Grille menu at Islands of Adventure. 2 limited-time seasonal offerings are also available. The new Quesabirria is made with birria beef that's slow-cooked for 3 to 4 hours, stuffed inside warm flour tortillas, then dressed with Menonita cheese, diced onions, and chopped cilantro, and served with birria consomme and guacamole. The next permanent new item is the birria burger, with tastes from different cultures converging in one dish. It's a classic American beef patty topped with slow-cooked birria beef, spicy salsa verde, creamy Menonita cheese, and authentic Mexican slaw on a toasted brioche bun. The new Santa Fe salad features the tangy chipotle ranch dressing of the former Southwest salad. The dressing is atop fresh romaine lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, red onions, fire-roasted corn, crunchy tortilla strips, queso fresco, and your choice of grilled chicken, shrimp, or salmon. The Dueling Hummus, named after the extinct Dueling Dragons ride, is one of 2 seasonal winter dishes at Confisco. It features roasted pumpkin and lemon hummus seasoned with paprika. The hummus is served with pomegranate and sesame seeds, toasted pepitas, and Kalamata olives with grilled pita. I have had that. It's very good. The seasonal braised short rib is slow braised in a sweet cola au jus and served over roasted carrot risotto, tri-colored carrot saute, and pickled fennel. I'll tell you, Confisco Grill is my favorite in-park restaurant. People still rave about Mythos. I think Mythos is awful. I think it used to be great, and it is no longer. Confisco is actually the best restaurant in that park, bar none, and I will stand by that. Construction crews have been making steady progress on the Universal Studio Store expansion in CityWalk since our last update, and now the majority of the building has received a base coat of paint. The most noticeable change on the outside of the building is the addition of new bright orange paint. It appears all of the plain plywood walls have now been covered in this new orange base coat, and a few sections of the roof's edge on the right still need to be painted, but all of the other areas have now been covered. A tall ladder and a scissor lift were still parked on the right side, implying that the last section will soon be completed. Crew members were actively painting the underside of the new roof overhang when we were visiting, and additional paint rollers and material are scattered around the area. The orange paint also covers the doorways and columns around the entrances, and the sliding doors and windows are still currently covered by scrims and plywood. Apart from being bright orange, the walls have also been smooth and evened out since the plywood was installed and likely covered. The yellow and red safety sign has been pulled from the doorway and placed on the left as work continues on the entrance. The Universal Studio Store expansion takes the place of the former Cinnabon and Quiet Flight Surf Shop, which closed and were gutted in the spring of 2024. The new area will expand the existing store, adding a new Harry Potter section and a Super Nintendo World section near the entrance. The new expansion is also expected to carry additional Epic Universe merchandise, similar to what was recently made available at the Stella Nova Resort and, of course, at the Preview Center nearby, which eventually will go away. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. And if you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to UPNT on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications, and make sure you hit select all notifications so you never miss one episode of the show. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying, the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.